Hello, my name is Mindy and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about why I consider MBTI to be a great tool for self-development and why I think a lot of people or everybody should do it, should do the test and start to getting to know themselves better. Subscribe to my channel to get new content every week. You will get one video from me, at least two. That's like my average maximum. And please give the thumbs up to this video. So MBTI stands for Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. And I've heard for the first time a year and a half ago, I think of it. A little less than a year and a half ago. And I'm so grateful for the person that introduced me to this system because it has helped me a lot with my own personal development and understanding some things of myself that I didn't know before. So there are certain type tests, that you can find online. I'm going to quote them here below on my video. So you can go and take the test if you're new to this. So basically you answer some questions, can be a bit long, and then you learn what your personality type is. After you get what your personality type is, I would advise to not only stay with the information that that particular website is going to give you, but go in depth and analyze or study the function stack, because then the name you're going to get, it will be the indicator of the functions underneath. So for instance, I'm an ENFP, so ENFP means that I'm an extrovert, intuitive, feeler, and perceiving. But that doesn't say much about the functions. And the function is the real thing when you learn that will help you understand yourself better. So for the ENFP, you start with the extrovert intuition. So the first function will determine if you're an introvert or an extrovert leading. So extrovert intuition for the ENFP being the first one, and then you have a second function, introvert feeling, then you have extrovert thinking and introvert sensing as the last. And every type will have this sort of function stack. So when you dive in every of the functions, so you can go and Google every function, and you can start learning. So if the first function is your dominant, will mean that whatever that function is will kind of define the tone of you, what you do the most, how you think the most, who you are at your core. The things that call your attention the most will be kind of revealed to you, like, oh, it's because of these that I feel this need to, I don't know, organize my closet, of traveling the world, of anything. It can be of anything, right? So that will help you understand yourself better. And then you have the auxiliary and the tertiary. So I would really advise, without going into like depth of this function, that you go and read the functions of that type that you're going to get. So put on Google function stack and you will get that. So why is this so important? Because I, as an ENFP, used to think of myself as like someone weird, or even I was called by my family for so many years as the black sheep, because I always did everything but what they told me to do. And I always did things outside of the box, and I always did my own way, and it was always led by curiosity and exploration. It was like core values that when you understand what your type is, and you say like, oh wow, this means that there is other people out there who think similarly, or who are going through the same things that I'm going through. So that's the value I found in MBTI, was to understand that what I thought it was the problem, because nobody in my surroundings seemed to be like me. I grew up in a household where there was no ENFP, and it seems like everybody in my family is judging. So not there are sensors and intuitive but judging types. So it's more structured people that follows the rules and all of that, and I am the only one perceiving type. So I'm like an NE, extrovert, intuitive, and that's like a big story there. So it helped me feel less alone in this world. It helped me kind of understand why, like, I wasn't broken, kind of. So I was not broken. That's just the way it was. And there is other people out there who's going through the same. And also helped me understand the things that I'm not good at, the things that I've never been good at, and kind of understanding that practicing them will make me a stronger person, or will make me a fuller person. And in my case, being an ENFP, that is introvert sensing. So that's like my lack of organization, and also lack of wanting to follow processes and to follow certain rules or standards, aversion to the hierarchy or to bosses and all of that, because we don't like to be locked down and we don't want to follow and do the same thing that other people is doing. So when you get down to check your lowest function within that stack of functions, you will understand a lot of why you are the way you are, and you might not be able to fully change it, but at least will give you kind of an insight of what you can do to improve. So for instance, I know and I accepted already that I'm never going to be this kind of person that is happy within a certain like rigid environment and following certain rules. So I just have to do my best to live life, like the life that suits me best. And I accepted that. So it's not that because I know this weakness of mine that I'm going to give in and say like, oh, I'm going to become this because that's my weakness. Not at all. But what I do then is like, okay, I recognize as I embrace that, but I also know that certain qualities of that weakness I do need in order to make this plan function. So let's say the same example for me is that I gave in to the idea of following the like corporate world and following the office life and all of that. So because that doesn't suit me, so this is my NEFI. My first two functions teach me this is like, okay, this is who I am and I'm gonna embrace it, because this lower function I have, I cannot follow these rules and stuff because it's so complicated for me. But another side of this coin I have here is that I need certain structure and I need certain to follow certain let's say structure in order to accomplish these which I want. So if I don't want to do the corporate world and I want to do my own enterprises, how am I going to do it? It cannot be done just by me lying down on the sofa. Of course, ENFPs are also not like that, but we need to have like structure. And for instance, one problem for my personality type, this is an example, is that we, because of our first function, we are like too scattered and we want too many things. So through the SI, we can actually kind of not filter, but yeah, let's say put structure and stop doing a lot of things and focusing on one, because you know what your weakness is. And you translate this into whatever personality type you get, so you will understand yourself better. So I think MBTI is a really great tool if you give it time to study it, and if you give yourself also the time for reflection, because you have to be very honest and open to yourself. You're going to read things that you might think, oh no, I'm not that, or maybe I'm not that much of that. But you have to inquire and be honest And through that analysis, you might come up with a very good realization of something. Understanding parts that you didn't want to accept, or see parts that you didn't want to see before, and to fully embrace yourself as you are, but also at the same time, when you learn who you are at your core and why you've been doing what you've been doing all of your life, you can also try to like make the best version out of that thing that you've decided to be or become through like refining your lower functions. So I think MBTI has a lot of value. There is a lot of people that don't like it. I think that it's like astrology, but I just don't see it like that. Some people say like, but there is only 16 personalities. How is that possible? Because there is so many personality types. And I agree. I mean, what if tomorrow that instead of 16 personalities, they come up with 20? I don't know. But what I think is like there is value and within the 16 personalities that there is, and within the Jungian functions that are the functions inside every personality type. So I think try to get the best out of it if you're interested in self-development and getting to know yourself best. That's my recommendation. So subscribe to my channel, give a thumbs up, and see you next time.